Boss Mabel, ladies and gentlemen. The thing is, Mabel Mabel's a weird apple. She's quite the weirdo, but you know what? That's why we love her.
That's kind of her thing.
That's why we love her, though. You know, what?
She kind of is a boss, anyways.
Well,
like,
she kind of is, yeah.
In her own weird way.
Yeah. I mean, she pretty much is able to get Dipper to do anything for her.
She makes better decisions than Dipper.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
She makes some pretty dumb decisions.
Yeah.
She's very naive, but also...
They both make dumb decisions.
Well,
it just depends.
And that's the thing. I'm glad it's not just like, one twin is always saving the other from their bad decisions. It's like, no, they're both helping each other get through each other's bad decisions as well, with the help from, like, Seuss, Wendy, Grunkle Stan, just all their auxiliary characters. But...
I do agree that the decision to get the pig over Dipper dating Wendy was definitely the better decision out of the two.
Yeah, because Waddles is precious. Waddles is a precious, precious being. And yeah.
Women make you make some stupid decisions. Too.
Well, women, you see, that's the thing about the human condition. Our hearts make us make stupid decisions every now and again because we think, if we don't do this now, things are, everything's going to go terribly in the future. It's just like, oh gosh, this girl that I have a huge crush on. She's I really wish that, we could do something together, but, oh gosh, if we don't get together now, that means she's going to wind up in a trailer park. She's going to have 3 kids. Nothing like it. Yeah. Your brain literally works out the worst case scenario in your brain of what could happen. And you're just like, it has to happen now.
The thing you have to realize is that person isn't the only person in the world. Like,
no.
And even though you have a crush on them right now, like, that doesn't mean that if that doesn't work out, you won't have a crush on somebody else in the future.
This is true.
People get stuck in that situation a lot of the times, and they crush over somebody that's clearly not interested for way too fucking long when they could be working on themselves and figuring out, like, a new crush that will actually return the affection.
Yes. Well,
that's why that whole situation with him, like, crushing on her just kind of irks me a little bit. I'm just like, come on, man. Like, I know you're a little kid, but, like, yeah.
Well,
you don't really have a shot there as
he's
much as you
stuck.
think you do.
Your
little brother's own to her, pretty much. She's too much older than you for your age.
Well, the thing with it, man, is that whenever you get stuck on somebody, like me, my heart was stuck on someone for a very long time, and I missed out on... Actually, it caused me to lash out at some girls I was involved with. I wasn't in like a relationship with, but I was stuck on this one girl, and I was just like, I can't imagine myself being with anyone else, and I was like that for way too fucking long, like years, like at least 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, you can miss opportunities.
I missed plenty of opportunities, especially with one girl who, was very sweet with me and everything, but she, like, the way she approached it was not the best.
I think early on I had like a situation like when I was in elementary school. There was a really cute nerdy 5th grader when I was in like 3rd grade, and like I always saw her at lunch, and I was like, she's really cute. And then like at one point somebody was like, who do you have a crush on? Who do you have a crush on?
Oh
And
gosh.
I was like, if I tell you, you got to promise not to say anything. And they're like, oh yeah, we won't say anything. And so I was like, yeah, that girl that sits over at the table, I think her name's this. I can't even remember her name now, but they're like, oh, and then immediately somebody like starts passing it down and like gets it to her, and she turns around and looks at me, and she's like, no, and I just got so fucking embarrassed.
Well,
she's like, no way.
Well, she could have been putting on that face for like the people around her, so that she didn't see like, oh, I'm interested in a 3rd grader, because it's not cool if you're wanting to date someone greater than you, especially if you're a girl, because but the whole thing with like stuff like that in school, I remember like this was in like my first year of high school. I think my freshman year, there was a kid, Tommy. I was talking to him. He's gay. That's the whole thing. That's how a lot of people were afraid to get around him because he was gay and everything. I mean, I didn't really care.
Back in the homophobic days of the 90s.
Back in the days of the 90s, back when I'm not going to say it was homophobic, but I will say
everybody was homophobes back then.
It wasn't the fact that they hated him. It's just that they were afraid to really say anything to him or anything like that, and that could be a little bit of like seen as like a homophobia, but at the same time, it's weird. But the whole thing with him was that he made no qualms about who he was. He was not afraid to express himself, be as gay as he could be. Yeah. And me, I was just like, I grew up around.
Don't bother me now.
Well, I had a gay cousin and a gay uncle, and it was apparent with them, and I loved those guys to death. And I started out hanging out with Tommy because I wasn't afraid of that. And immediately he's asking me, he's like, "Hey Nate, are there any girls here in class that you'd like to get with?" And I'm like, well, there's a couple girls I'm interested in. And he's like, "Well, what do you like about them?" And I'm just like, "Well, I like this girl. She's
ass and titties, ass and titties."
Well, no, he brought that up. He was just like, "Don't you think that girl right there's got a really nice set?" And I'm like, look, Tommy. I'm like, look, Tommy. I'm not gonna say that she doesn't, but that's not what I'm completely interested in. Because the girl that he was talking about was, a girl who liked Dragon Ball Z, much like me.
Hell yeah.
Then there was another girl in class. She loved Invader Zim, like I did, and both of those girls were two girls that I was very interested in. And then Tommy went and talked to the teacher and the girls, and next thing you know, here I am being called up to the teacher's office, and the teacher has been told by Tommy that I wanted to do all sorts of horrible, awful things, and I was being very crude and lewd with my language, and I went down to Tommy and I wanted to beat the shit out of him. I literally wanted to just knock the shit. It's like I told him the next time I saw him, I'm just like, I have no interest in speaking with you ever again. Don't, just get the fuck away from me. And then he's just like, what? So what? You afraid of me now? I'm like, Tommy, I will beat the fucking gay out of you if you ever step foot near me again. And that's not me making a promise or anything like that because I don't like you because you're gay. I don't like you because you're a fucking asshole. Fuck you. And he proceeded to never talk to me again. So that's that. But it ruined my reputation with literally everyone in that class because he's a compulsive liar and couldn't stop himself.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Yeah, it is. And
oh my God.
and people who seek out drama and to create drama just to make their own lives interesting at the expense of other people's lives and
estrogen.
Fuck that. Anyway, we got Gravity Falls queued up here. Boss Mabel, let's see what's happening. Here we go.
Congratulations, you're taking a shower. I like that guy's style.
Jesus.
Hot tamales, it's a jackpot. Zeus, make some new attractions.
You got it, boss. Mercer.
Wendy, look up those prices. The higher the better.
Thanks for taking me to the Mystery Shack, Daddy.
Now don't spend yourself all in one place. I'm feeling car sick.
Clean up on the front lawn.
Wallace with legs. That's pretty much accurate to how Grunkle Stan sees the people.
I mean, all we gotta do is tell Wolf, hey, make sure the theme song gets taken out.
Ladies and gentlemen.
You are bad. How much?
Hey, it's on the house. That's the Mabel difference. Thanks for visiting.
What? What the heck do you think you're doing?
Whatever happened to please and thank you? Oh, wait. Here they are. Wop, wop.
In fact, just saying the word is giving me a burning sensation.
That's acid reflux.
This wolf costume? Look, you guys got a problem with how I run the shack? Take it up with the complaints department. Zing!
I am going to write them such a letter.
Mabel,
Glittery signs attract tourists. Also large birds. That's funny.
should have mentioned that first.
But if you lose, you gotta wear this loser shirt all summer.
Fine, but if I win, I get to be the boss for the rest of the summer. Plus, you have to sing an apologizing song with lyrics by me.
You got yourself a deal, Missy.
No, you
Damn.
got yourself a deal.
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 Sticker.
Oh, come
Don't be too worried.
Can I help you, sir?
I'm here to take all the cash from your wheel.
Oh gosh. Blah.
Stan is no longer with us.
He's dead? No! It should have been me!
Whoa, Zeus, Stan's not dead. He's on vacation for 3 days. We made a bet. My job is to help you be your best selves. Satisfied, every day, living life, very much, every day, satisfied. Great listening here
Wait.
so far.
Every day was in there twice.
Time to show Stan how a real mystery hunter does it. Dipper out!
Okay, guys, it's time to load that nice box of...
Do you know how money works?
Of course. Waddle, run down to the shop and grab me a latte. He's a hungry little guy.
Wow. She's terrible. She's terrible at managing
Fine,
money.
It's taking forever.
Should we escort him off the lot?
That man is a self-centered attention hog with no regard for human decency. Get him on TV.
That's about as real as it gets right there.
Mabel, I captured something. This is gonna blow those tourists away.
Marvelous work, valued employee.
I'm starting to have second thoughts about this, Mabel. I keep forgetting my lines, and this costume is more, revealing than I expected.
Zeus,
Oh, no.
don't give up. Anything is possible when you...
I would give him like a yellow jumpsuit or something like that. Like just a yellow,
So white, white.
Yeah, because yellow and black stands out more. You know, yellow is almost everything's a contrast to black, but the brighter colors, like a very bright, almost like Bruce Lee from the Game of Death. You know, with the yellow suit with the black stripe. I think that would work really well with that.
How's my favorite Wendy?
Yeah. Okay. All right. No. Look out.
Yeah, I knew that was a bad idea too.
Oh, what's this?
Mabel Pines, you are the best boss ever.
I'm questioning the question mark! Oh, no, it stings so bad!
Yeah, either what Dipper found is going to be a horrible mistake, or it's going to save this whole thing.
I'm Donna from
I'm Stan Pines. Did we already do me? Hello? I'm Stan.
Cash shower!
Yes.
Mr. Pines, no, you don't need to take your clothes off. No, go to commercial. Go to commercial!
The Grim Goblin!
Wow.
Bending the metal.
Holy crap.
Well, that's fun.
It's fake, honey. You can see the strings.
Hey, fun fact about this little guy. If you look into his eyes, you can see your worst nightmare.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Amazing, right? Thanks again for visiting.
Or it could go horribly.
Yep.
Thanks for shopping with us. Look at that.
Your Uncle Stan would have took their wallets while they were freaking out.
I just need to think positive, be friendly, and everything will work out fine.
Oh. Who let out the Grim Goblin?
What? You gave him a break?
He's an employee. Sort of.
We gotta round him up.
Oh my
Where's
gosh.
Zeus?
Anything to say to your fans out there?
See you tomorrow night, Mabel.
Oh.
What do we do? He's awarding himself stickers that he didn't even earn.
When fighting a Gremloblin, use water. Only as a last resort, as water will make him much, much scarier. Ah! Who writes sentences like that?
There's a gremlin. Gremlin.
Don't worry.
I'm the singing salmon, spending all day jamming. I'm the singing
My
salmon,
gosh.
Ugh, why doesn't he just leave?
You'll see your worst nightmare.
I wish we had an evil eye to show him.
Mirror.
Wait. Well, at least he didn't do that much.
So I should really be at the den right now.
But hey, we'll see you on Monday.
BT Dubs, is anyone gonna eat these?
Yeah, you can only...
Now quit loafing and get to work!
Yes, Mabel.
That's yes, boss! Dipper, what have I become?
What you had to, Mabel. What you had to.
You landed on cash flood.
I'm giving none of this to charity.
And now you can
Wow.
go 1,000 in. Or you could risk everything to double your money with a bonus word.
No, no.
Am I a man? Am I a baby? These are legitimate questions.
Have your picture taken with it for $1. $10. $100.
Yeah.
We put the fun in no refunds.
And Stan lost all his money on betting on the bonus question a bit.
That leaves us
$1.
For a chance to double your cash or lose it all, what is a 6-letter word you use to ask for something politely? For example, may I blank have that?
Do I look like an idiot, folks? The word is gimme. 2 E's. Abracadabra. Final answer.
I'm sorry, Stan, but the word is...
Please.
Apparently that word can make you money.
Wait, if you lost everything, then that means Mabel, you won.
Well, according to our bet, I guess Mabel's the new boss?
No.
No.
Huh? What?
Uncle Stan, I had no idea how hard it was being boss.
And Zeus. Wendy. Get to work! Please. Still hurts.
Mabel, didn't your agreement say something about Stan having to do some kind of apology dance if he lost?
No, it didn't.
Uncle Stan!
Tackle him.
Look, I'm not gonna...
Do it!
I'm Stan and I was wrong. I'm singing the Stan wrong song. I shouldn't have taken that chance. Now here's my remorseful dance.
Jazzier!
Hey, give me that!
Get him, goat.
Oh, my back.
What do you think? Take 30!
Hell yeah.
So yeah, that's... Oh, gosh.
Yeah, being a boss is hard sometimes.
It can be.
Yeah.
It can be.
I tried to be the nice boss whenever I worked at the music store, but
Oh, no.
every once in a while, like, you got somebody who doesn't give a shit, and you have to be a dick to them.
Yep.
That...
Been there before.
Well, that's the... I think that's the thing with it. There's balance. You have to have that balance. I mean, you can be nice and welcoming, but then there comes that time where you really don't have a choice but to be an asshole sometimes, and you have to just be like, listen, I've tried asking nice. I've tried giving you space for you to do what you want. I've tried literally everything. But right now, you're costing me. Which not only means that you're costing me, you're costing yourself. So, do us all a favor and get to work. That's pretty much how you have to be at certain points, like you said. But yeah, I'm not gonna say this is anything like running the Mystery Shack. You know, the Mystery Shack, there's a whole bunch of like working parts and all that, and you know, various knickknacks you got to build. But for the most part, you know, doing, you know, sort of like being the leader of this whole thing. I mean, I try to maintain it as best I can, but you know, yeah, every now and again it's just like, okay, crunch time. You know, it's like, okay,
Let's do this.
well, it's just like last week. You know, we had an unfortunate, you know, one of our editors was not able to do his editing duties for that week, so I took them over. You know, because I had to. You know, it's, you know, whenever chips are down, you gotta take care of business. I mean, that's just how it is. But yeah, overall though, this whole affair with Mabel taking over for the day, you know, it's almost like a Undercover Boss. Have you seen the Undercover Boss
Oh, yeah.
episode? Yeah, I remember this one. The boss was literally on the work floor, and he was brought in as like a temp, and it's like, okay, well, if you do get enough work here, you will be hired full time. It's like, okay, well, he made a big mistake whenever he was on the forklift, and he didn't do a safety check, and he almost hit somebody, and even though nothing bad happened because of that, they fired him.
Yep.
They literally fired the boss.
I believe it.
And the boss was literally just like, you know what? Even though I got fired, at the same time, I know my employees are taking safety seriously.
Yeah.
And even though I don't 100% agree with it, because, first day, but hey, if this is how they run the floor out here, I can't really complain. Because, but yeah, the whole thing with being a boss is that you have to be a dick sometimes. I think that's the key point.
That's one of those situations where it's like you can't really make an exception for first day. It's like, yo, if you're going to make mistakes like this, like whether it be your first day or not.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's your first day. Somebody can still get killed on your first day. Like,
yes.
Or horribly injured. Like, you got to take the safety shit 100% seriously if you want to work in that kind of environment.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're talking about a forklift, which is something that is thousands of pounds that at any given moment can...
We've seen the German forklift safety video. We know what could go wrong with that.
Well, that's fake, but there is literally one that no matter how many times I see it, I'm just like, I'm glad I'm not this guy.
So the dude that knocks down the entire fucking warehouse?
Yeah, I've seen a few of them.
Yeah.
This one right here, like, this is hands down one of the, like, worst things that can happen for any
That shit
business.
always terrified me because that's what it looks like at Shears. Fucking
Yeah,
big
this guy right
rolls.
here.
They're
Look,
heavy too.
He's not paying attention, and he swerves right here at the last second. And don't ping.
That one guy in the front might actually be dead too because of that.
Yeah. Now I don't know what's in those, but
that shelf fell on
like
that
right
dude.
here.
That dude, that dude in the front, that shelf fucking fell on him.
I think if anything, he got pushed back or
maybe, but I think
ran away.
I think he got buried.
Dude, look at that. Literally the whole warehouse just gone because of this one forklift driver.
millions of dollars worth of product or whatever it is.
Could you imagine, like, the boss all of a sudden comes into work the next day? He's like, so, guys, how's it going? Holy shit, what did you do?
Somebody's ass got
I feel like
they
everyone
shut down that fucking plant for a little while.
Yeah, everyone who worked there like that day probably quit because they were like, "Fuck that." They really had to hire a completely new crew to like clean that shit
Oh,
up.
they'd probably have to hire a separate company to come in and clean that up, like an entire separate like contractor crew to come in.
If I owned the place, I'd just be like, "Yeah, we're just gonna burn this one down and start over."
It's like we're gonna have to shut this bitch down.
That shows you
for
though,
a
like
few
you
days.
got like there was some skimping on storage.
Yes.
In this situation.
Those racks should not have been that overloaded.
They
it
should not-
Could have
yeah.
been prevented. Like,
Yeah.
that kind of chain reaction should not have
Well,
happened.
I mean,
if
it just
stuff was
barely
stored
bumped it, and if
properly.
that happened that way, then
Yeah.
that's gonna happen
Yeah,
again.
It almost doesn't look like the same place. Like,
No, it
look at that
doesn't.
right there, and look at that right there.
Well, the lighting fucking changed somehow. Like, play that again. Let me see that.
Yeah. Right
Well,
here.
it changed because
he hits right
those
here.
things are blocking the lights.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Bing,
in those warehouses,
right there.
they have moon roofs, by the way, where the sun can actually come in through there. So
Yeah, you can
it does
actually
that during
see
the
right
day,
here
and at nighttime they turn
all the
lights on.
support that should be like there should be something under here supporting the what's on top, but this one beam right here, this one steel beam is supporting it.
Yeah,
and
so that's where it's
that
fucked.
steel beam gets structurally like compromised right there, and then right there, gone.
Wonder if the dude in the forklift was actually okay too.
Well,
I doubt it. I mean,
well,
He
the
definitely got
forklift
buried.
has a cage on top. That's
Yeah.
that's
But-
a guaranteed safety.
They had to
we
dig
used to
him
have
out of that
those things
pile,
weigh
though, I'm sure.
3,000 pounds a piece. Those skids. Depending on what it is, though, I don't know what it is. If it's just boxes full of like regular goods, it's one thing. But we had these big film rolls that were massive, and well, I mean, they were about 50 pounds. We had to hook them up, but there was about fucking 40 of these on a skid, and stacks of skids on going up. I just couldn't imagine.
Yeah, I would say that guy's fine. if anything, he's probably wet because it looks like what's in there is like a wet product. I would say he's like the safety cage probably saved his life, but I guarantee you he's probably hurting.
Yeah.
The safety cage. Well, again, it's the same thing. Like roof bolters in coal mines. Roof bolters in coal mines used to not have safety canopies over top.
Yep.
And then my granddad got injured on one. Like rocks came down and fell on top of him, and he was trapped. And because of that, he's paralyzed from the waist down, or was paralyzed from the waist down. He passed away a few years ago. But yeah, this whole scenario right here is just messed up. Like damn. I feel sorry for that guy. But anyway, that's gonna do it, ladies and gentlemen. This was Boss Mabel in Gravity Falls. Hopefully you all enjoyed, and hopefully we will see you all in the next one. So until then, I'm Nate.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Jacob.
We'll see you then, everybody. Peace out.